Hi there, friends. My name is Danielle. For anyone who is brand new around here, I love to talk all about affordable living and intentional homemaking. And today on the channel, we are actually going to be doing a little extra video this week. We're going to be doing a fun gardening video, some of my favorites. Normally I post on Sundays, but I thought I've gotten so much inspiration by the beautiful spring weather and all of the things going on outside that I thought I would create this fun little extra video for y'all this week, so I hope you enjoy. So for today's project, we are headed down to the barn and we're going to be planting tomato seeds. Now, a lot of the seeds that I picked up, which I showed you guys in a previous video for my Azure Standard haul, they were all direct to sow, but my tomato seeds are not direct sow. I don't know if there are any tomato seeds that are direct sow. If you happen to know, let me know in the comments below, but I'm fairly certain pretty much all tomato seeds you need to pre-plant. So we're gonna do a little Instagram hack that I saw. We're going to fill up these old egg cartons with some really healthy soil. We're gonna get these planted and they're gonna stay inside for the next like 6 to 8 weeks. So we have about 6 weeks until planting season. So it's perfect timing to get all the tomatoes done. We live up in the north, so I know like people in the south are already like pretty much putting things in the ground, but our like last frost date isn't until May. So, and like mid-May, like we always plant after Mother's Day. So that is why we still have time to get our seeds kind of planted, put together now, and they will have plenty of time to get all grown and beautiful and before we get them into the ground for the summer season. So we're gonna start working on that now. So my sister is really big on sending me a ton of fun sort of DIY videos on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure she sent this one to me, where you actually take egg cartons and you cut the tops of them off, fill them with dirt and seeds. The fun thing about this is you can actually start to cut the bottoms off as the seeds grow, so the roots can grow down and continue to grow down. So I'm gonna have a fun time with these. This is a new time trying something, and every time you try something new, you know, there's a learning curve that comes along with it. But so far, so good. I actually filmed this portion of the video about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, and my seedlings have already started to sprout, so my tomatoes are starting to look really lovely. My hope and my plan is to allow all of these seeds to continue to grow inside for the next, well, at this point now, 4 or 5 weeks before I start to harden them off outside. I also went back a couple of days later and planted some pepper seeds as well. And there was one other thing. I'm starting to forget what it was. I think I planted a few more tomato seeds as well. So we're gonna have tons of tomatoes. My plan is to make a ton of tomato sauce. We make all of our tomato sauce from scratch, so having some really nice hearty tomatoes in the garden is gonna be fantastic for doing that. I'd love to hear what you guys are planting in your gardens. If you are gardening as well, what zone you are gardening in. Is it warm around you? It is just not warming up here this season, so we'll see. Hopefully it gets warmer sooner. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you are planting in your garden. What is your favorite vegetable? What is your favorite flower? What are you prepping for the spring season? I'm really excited to get all of these in the ground. I think this fun little rack will be really easy to take outside when I'm hardening the plants off. This is right next to our back door, which is super duper convenient. And yeah, I will let you know. I'll keep you posted as the season goes on about how these egg carton trays go. We grabbed some blueberries and some fun other plants as well. I'm just excited to get this place ready for spring and summer outside. The next thing that we're gonna do for today's project is plant some propagated plants. These, I did not propagate. These were done by a friend of mine who moved away. She had this gorgeous like propagation wall. It looked absolutely stunning, but they had to take it down when they moved. So she put all of the plants that she was propagating in this one container for me. So I'm gonna pick out different bits and kind of plant them in this beautiful pot here so that I get like a fun look coming out of it. One of my favorite things to do with a pothos plant is to propagate it. I do this quite often. I have just jars of water all over my house with pothos plants being propagated. I think it looks beautiful just as that, but I took a bunch of these clippings and placed them all together in a fun little grouping, and I have this on my kitchen window and I really love it. She's a fun little arrangement. We'll see how it comes together. I might need to add a little bit more dirt into this at some point, but I love this pot. We thrifted this a while ago at a yard sale, and I just think it's gorgeous. I think it's gonna look gorgeous on my kitchen counter. Look at that shadow. Okay, so this is the project we're working on today. I don't know how far we're gonna get today, but this is the garden bed in front of our house. And we're pulling up all this black mulch. We just don't want it to be a home for any sort of bugs or anything like that. We're gonna be putting down cedar mulch. I talked about this a little bit in one of my previous videos, so I'll link her below. But we need to pull all this mulch out and rehome it. And then we're also gonna be pulling these are all iris bulbs here too. So we're gonna be pulling all of those out, rehoming them as well. We love irises, we think they're beautiful, but I want to have like a bigger interest here. You see there's a lot of space, a lot of vertical space before you hit the windows. So I wanna do like either a rose bush or a hydrangea. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, we want to clear the space so we can have that like more long-term, really pretty interest. So that is what we're gonna be working on today. Are you helping me today, Fitzy? Yeah. Yeah. So the next thing that we want to do is we're kind of cleaning out all this mulch, and we're actually going to be flattening this bed a little bit so it's not so high up in the window, is I'm coming through with a shovel, and I am taking out these irises. We love irises. We think they're super duper pretty. Like I said, they're just not, this is not the bed we want them in. They're really usually early blooming flowers, so a lot of them will bloom in like May, and then you've lost your interest for the whole rest of the summer. So I like to have irises dispersed with other plants as well. But if you ever want to transplant, March, early April, really best time to do it. You're going to take your trowel and just kind of dig underneath. You want to make sure that you have this little brown nub that's attached. That's going to be where your root is. Let me pull out another one so you can see a little better. So you can kind of see with these guys, there's like this nice little root bit. This one has some really good roots coming off of it. And then this is actually how you propagate irises as well, is if these were to have come out together, you then rip them apart so they have their own little bottom pieces, and then you can plant them further apart and you can actually help your iris patch to sort of grow. Sorry, this is what my lighting is doing at the moment. So this, my friends, is a very large rhizome. That's this brown part here. And what you can actually do once you take these out is you can split these apart. So here's a piece of it, and I just pull this one apart, and then I can reset this in a new location. So it's really healthy to do this every few years. You don't have to do it every year, but if you don't do it every few years, they will start to get incredibly large like this, and then they will all grow on top of each other. So like at our old house, my husband would reset them like maybe every 4 years, kind of dig them up and put them in new locations. But this is how you, I guess you could say, propagate them, is you just pull them out at the beginning of the season, cut them apart. So like I would take this piece here, and as long as there's some of the rhizome in the new piece that you ripped off, so I'm going to rip this piece off, so now this remains with a rhizome and some root attached to it, and so does this, then you can plant all that and it will continue to grow. So I've gotten all the irises pulled out. I got some of the mulch removed in this section, and I need to finish removing the rest, but it's getting late and I need to make dinner. So this is what the bed is looking like currently, but they're all my irises and I get to reset and replant them somewhere else. So when you are planting this in, roots are obviously going down, but your rhizome is not going to be going down, or else your irises would be going down. So you want your rhizome to kind of be going a long ways, and then your irises are going to be standing straight up. So in doing that, you need to have a hole that is deep enough for the roots to go in, but also long enough for the rhizome to also fit in. So we are just going to place her here amongst her friends. In. All right, and then I already had pulled over mulch, so we are just going to fill this in with some nice cedar mulch, just like we had out in the front yard. And there she goes. So that is everything for today's video. I have another gardening video that I've been kind of putting together that I'd like to put out next Thursday as well. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can do a second video when I can. And most likely they will be more garden heavy because that's the season we're in and we absolutely are loving it. So if you're new around here, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys Sunday for our regularly scheduled video, my friends. See you then. Bye.